The purpose of this video is to help you find government sources of information. In the past, I have discouraged students from using PubMed to find a government source of information. However, in recent semesters, I have allowed students to find and use scholarly articles indexed in PubMed for this assignment, as long as they understand and identify the source as a scholarly article indexed in a government database. This week we are asking you to find an open access article and a government source of information. Be sure to watch the other video titled Finding Open Access Articles in order to understand how to find those types of sources. Several websites and search engines have been identified for you already in the Government Information Searching page in this week's Moodle course. The most general ones are listed at the top of this page: Google, the Library Catalog, and USA.gov. If you have a health science topic this semester, then the CDC or Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website, Medline Plus, the National Center for Health Statistics, and PubMed are all excellent places where you could search for government information on your topic. The other sources on this page are worth exploring and may be useful in helping you find information on topics that are not related to the health sciences. Let me show you a few examples of how you might search for sources among these different websites or search engines. First, we'll start with something you're more familiar with. In Google, you can limit your results to only government websites. You can do this in the advanced search, or you can just enter site:/.gov and then enter your search terms. Notice the green web addresses listed below the web page titles. Each one is a government web page, considering that they all have a .gov domain extension. Several of these results can actually be found on the CDC.gov website and Medline Plus, websites that I am recommending this week. These websites provide reputable information for consumers, so they provide background information in many cases. If you want to find more advanced scholarly articles, then you should search PubMed. Since the government has funded a lot of health science research over the years, much of the research results and articles are located on government websites, freely available to the public. For example, PubMed Central serves as a free archive for biomedical and life sciences journal literature. If you see the acronym PMC in the URL or web address, that means the article resides in the PubMed Central archive. If we adjust our Google search and add the word treatment to our site:/.gov search for diabetic retinopathy, we will find more scholarly articles. Many of these results are located on the PMC archive. Each of these articles would work very well as a government source of information for this assignment. Using the Library Catalog's advanced keyword search, we can limit results to just the U.S. documents, which can be found in the location limiter at the bottom of the list. In a search for retinopathy, only 9 results come back. The catalog organizes results by relevance, so if you want the newest results to appear at the top of your results, click on the link that says Date near the top of the screen. Take the time to look through a good number of the results, definitely past the first 5 or 10 results in the library catalog. Also try multiple searches in the library catalog. For example, if you are interested in diabetic retinopathy, you could also do a search for diabetes and eyes to see what kinds of results will come back from that type of search. The library catalog uses the asterisk as a truncation code, so you could enter your search like this to find the singular, plural, noun, and adjective forms of the word diabetes and eye. Fortunately, this search brings back more results than the previous one. A few of these look like they may be more current as well. Sometimes it pays to do more than one search. Many of the U.S. documents in our catalog are websites, so just click on the link that says website in order to get access to the information. One of these opens into this PDF. With some topics, the library catalog can lead you to good government sources of information. Let's look at the USA.gov link in the General Methods section. We can search with the keywords diabetic retinopathy treatment. Some of these results may look similar to the Google search results we looked at earlier. However, many of them are different than that search result set. If you look closely, some of these results include a .org or a .edu domain. If you are unsure whether or not a website or source of information qualifies for this assignment, please contact either Professor Jardine or the teaching assistant to verify that your source meets the assignment requirements. Educational institutions are often funded in part with government funds, and nonprofit organizations sometimes receive grants from the federal government in order to fulfill their missions. In these instances, these sources may qualify as government sources of information for this assignment. Before we finish with this video, let's take a quick look at one of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention web pages that talks about diabetic retinopathy. I like to show and ask students to find government sources of information, in part because there is so much information available to us through the government web pages. Much of the information the government shares is written at a level the average person can understand. Therefore, when medical professionals work with patients, they can point to these sources of information so their patients can find reliable information that will help them understand their conditions, treatments, or other types of information related to their information need. When it comes time for you to document your source of information, be sure to include the full author information. Government websites often have their author information at the bottom of the web page. On this page, in the lower right-hand corner, you can see that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is the largest government entity involved. At the top of the page, you will see the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention listed. This is the middle entity or author. Down in the left-hand corner of the page, it gives us the names of the smaller entities or authors, namely the National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, Division of Diabetes Translation. Remember to include each and every one of these entities from largest to smallest in the author element of your APA bibliographic reference. The MLA Handbook states that if the author is the same as the publisher, which is the case here, skip the author element, provide the title, and name the organization as the publisher. If the author and the publisher are different, and the author is a government entity, then the author should be provided in the same way as the APA author element, beginning with the largest entity down to the smallest entity of the government. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed looking for government sources of information this week. As always, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the Moodle course. Goodbye!